Yes, we just got this information from Mount Elizabeth Hospital in Singapore that she passed away at 4:45 a.m. December 29, the Singapore time, and that after her condition really worsened. Max?
And in terms of what we knew about her condition, it was obviously a brutal attack, but what sort of injuries was she being treated for?
What we heard from the Mount Elizabeth Hospital in Singapore was that she had a significant brain injury, and when she arrived there, she already had cardiac arrest and injuries in her abdomen. So there were significant injuries, and she was put on a ventilator support, and unfortunately, she passed away.
In terms of the attack, this was a gang rape, and some of the members of the gang, as we understand it, have pleaded guilty to this. She was brutally assaulted earlier this month in New Delhi. The case really did prompt these widespread protests in India over violence against women. Seemed to open a can of worms, really, for the rest of the world. A realisation that rape, at least reported rape, was a growing problem in India. This became a very big story in India, of course, Hamid. Just give us a sense of how people have been affected by the injuries, first of all, and will now inevitably be affected by the death.
Well, the news has just broken out about her death, but certainly people were praying for her health, for her quick recovery, and unfortunately she passed away. But of course, as you mentioned, that there was outrage in India over this case, and people came out on the streets last week, and they were blasted by water cannons, tear gas, and batons in New Delhi's key government district, and which was a rare demonstration, which we didn't see ever happening there in that particular area. So that was the kind of reaction that took place here to the brutal assault. After that, the protest did ease, but there still remains what we see is considerable disaffection with the government. There was a march, for example, yesterday, and people are really demanding that the rape suspects should be tried in fast-track courts, and that the sexual assaults be declared a capital crime. Max?
Hamid, stay with us. I've got the statement here. We've just received it from the hospital in Singapore. Dr. Kelvin Lowe, Chief Executive Officer at the Mount Elizabeth Hospital, saying, "We are very sad to report that the patient passed away peacefully at 4:45 a.m. on the 29th of December 2012. That's Singapore time. Her family and officials from the High Commission of India were by her side. The Mount Elizabeth Hospital team of doctors, nurses and staff joined her family in mourning her loss. The patient had remained in an extremely critical condition since admission to Mount Elizabeth Hospital on the morning of the 27th of December, so she was there for 2 days. Despite all efforts by a team of 8 specialists at the hospital to keep her stable, her condition continued to deteriorate over those 2 days. She had suffered from severe organ failure following serious injuries to her body and brain. This was during a gang rape in New Delhi.